So this is a new question coming from LeetCode. The problem number 1047, remove all adjacent duplicates in a string. What the question says that you are given a string S consisting of lowercase English letters. A duplicate removal consists of choosing two adjacent and equal characters and removing them. So you have a string which will be having English letters, and you will be having an operation of duplicate removal, where what you're going to do, you're going to choose any two adjacent characters which are equal to each other, and you can remove both of them. We repeatedly make duplicate removals on S until we no longer can. Return the final string such that all duplicate removals have been made. It can be proven that the answer is always going to be unique. So let's say you have ABB, ACA. So the answer should be CAY. First of all, you can see BB are two adjacent characters which are equal to each other. If you will remove these two characters, you will be left with double ACA. Now, if you see double ACA, then double A is also technically same character, right? These are also duplicates. So they will also be removed and you are left with CA. Now there are no adjacent duplicates. So the answer is CA. In AZXXZY, let's see. AZXXZY. You can see XX is same. So duplicates of X exist, you remove both of them. Now ZZ is again duplicate, you remove both of them. And the final answer is AY. The length of the string can be as big as 10 raised to the power 5. And you can assume you will be only having lowercase English letters, right? So this is the problem in front of you. Now, this is a very typical application of stacks, right? Why it's a typical application of stacks? Because while teaching stacks, I told you one thing, that when at any point of time you have a situation where you have to remember who was the last person that was added. For example, in recursion, you try to remember that who was the last sub problem that you added, and similar situation you see in other places as well. Then you can use stacks. Now, in order to find any adjacent duplicate, you need to check what was the last element that we encountered. If the last element that we encountered is equal to the current element, then we can remove both of them. This is something that we can do. Now, in order to understand this problem even well, what we can do is we can check for a bunch of test cases. Okay. So for example, let's say you have something like A triple B. What will happen then? Because a lot of you guys might feel that you will only remove two double B's and one B will remain as it is. But if you run the code, you can see that's the same agenda. You will only remove two B's together. The third B is not going to be removed, right? So always try to make sure that you understand the problem well. Sometimes you might feel that we want to remove all three B's. Sometimes you can see here, you are just going to remove a pair. This pair is only going to be expected to be removed. Once you add one more B, then you can see all the B's will be removed. You can see now all the B's are removed. So when you have even number of duplicates, then everything will be removed. But in odd number of duplicates, it won't, right? So this is something that you have to try to solve. So now there will be a very simple solution to this. Let's say you get a bunch of characters with us, right? So you get something like A, B, B, C, B, C, B, and let's do A triple B, then CB, CC. Okay. Now just think about it. If you maintain a stack, why I'm maintaining a stack? Because I want to check who was the last element and is the last element added was equal to me or not. So you keep A here, you push A here, and then you start. Is B equal to A? No. You add B also in the stack. Now, is B equal to the top of the stack? You can see B is equal to the top of the stack. So even the top of the stack will be removed and these two are going to be eliminated. Now, is B equal to top of the stack? No, you add it. Is C equal to top of the stack? No, you add it. Now, is this C equal to top of the stack? Yes. So now both of them are going to be discarded. Now, is B equal to top of the stack? Yes. So now both of them are going to be discarded. Is C equal to top of the stack? No, you add C. Is C equal to top of the stack? Yes, so both of them will be discarded. So in this way, stacks are going to be helpful for us because you want to keep a check on after, just think about it. No, there can be a case that there were some duplicates and there is the same character CI before and after the duplicates. So once the duplicates have been removed, these two CIs will come together and become another set of duplicates. So you need to always keep ensured that if you have balanced the middle part or you have removed the duplicacy of the middle part, then if due to that removal, there are some characters that become adjacent to each other and are equal to each other, they also need to be removed. Right. And we have seen similar situations when we were solving the problem of balance parenthesis. In the problem of balance parenthesis, if you have a set of balance parenthesis and you enclose it with two counterparts of brackets, then this part we were able to follow that this is a balanced string. And if you enclose it with this, then these two together will also form a balanced string. Similar thing exists here. If you have a couple of repeated elements and you have same elements to the edge of it, then after the removal of these middle elements, these two elements will come together and they will also form duplicacy, right? So you even need to remove these. So you can get a direct intuition from this particular problem of balance parenthesis, where if the middle part is going to be actually removed, then the edge on the counterparts are also going to balance out each other. That's why we are going to actually use stacks in order to solve this question. The time complexity of the solution will be order of n, because you are going to go to every character one by one, add it in the stack or remove it from the stack. And space complexity will be order of n. Considering there are no adjacent duplicates, then everything in the stack will be actually part of the answer, because there is no duplicates to remove, and hence the space and time complexity of the solution is going to be order of n.
So before moving forward in the video, I would like to tell you about the brand new offering of Algocamp, which is the Lambda 5.0 course. So this is the 5th iteration of the flagship advanced backend development course with Node.js, but this time it's bigger and better. This time Algocamp has introduced a lot of new projects. The whole ecosystem is going to be more AI powered. There are projects including Lovable Clone, your own AI fitness tracker, own AI interview planner and interview prep, I would say, tool. There is some deep engineering concepts around distributed transaction, using which you're going to make a payment system or a payment wallet system altogether. There's going to be a workflow manager project. You're going to try to understand how exactly you can use the concepts of, let's say, CDC in order to implement different projects. A lot of deep technical projects and deep technical understanding you are going to get. This particular course is going to focus on making sure that you understand the system architectures and deep system concept that a lot of senior engineers are always involved with, and try to make projects on top of that. You are going to see actual scaling strategies, replication strategies, how you can make sure that your system is fault tolerant, and concepts around, let's say, Kafka, concept around Redis and whatnot. There is so many different projects that are actually added, including a WhatsApp system, something like a Netflix-like system, a Twitch-like system, a lot of AI-powered tools. We are going to actually make something like Lovable Clone and whatnot. Do check out the link in the description section below. Get the idea about all the projects that you are going to get and build. This is something that will take you from an absolutely beginner level backend developer to a very advanced level backend engineer altogether. We have received such great testimonies from the last set of batches, and people are actually loving what we have already built, but this time we have made sure that this is bigger and better. So do check out the link in the description section below and use this coupon code to get massive discounts on the current price. And now let's go back to the video.
Now if you want to code this solution, let's see. So what we are going to do, we are going to prepare a stack. Okay. And we are going to say st.push s of 0. We'll add the 0th character. And then for let I equals to 1, I less than s dot length, I plus plus. Right. Okay. Now, if the incoming character, that is s of I, is equals to st dot top, and what is st dot top? st dot length minus 1. Then what we are going to do? We are going to do st dot pop. and we are going to continue. And we can only check this if st.length is greater than 0. That means the stack is not empty, then only you can check it, right? Otherwise, else you can just push the current character s of I into the stack, right? What will be your final answer? Inside your stack, whatever are the set of characters, those are going to be your final answer. Now stack has been implemented using an array, so I'll keep an answer and I'll say for let I is equals to st dot length minus 1, like we are just iterating from the back. I greater than equal to 0, I minus minus, right? And or technically, let's do it like this, normal iteration, because it's an array. I can do st dot length I plus plus, and I can do answer plus equal to st of I. At last you can return answer. Okay, so whatever of the content of the stack, we just added it in our string. So in JavaScript, we are using arrays as a stack, so we have available access like this. If you are implementing a class stack where you don't have access to the random indexes, then you need to first of all pop out every element and then add it in a string and reverse the string. Okay. Oh, sorry, my bad. I guess this should be JavaScript. Okay, let's run the code. Okay, works good for this. Works good for this. A triple B CCB. Let's try to submit and done. You can see in one shot, in order of n, time and space complexity, we have actually submitted the problem. So I hope the coding implementation is clear to everyone. Now let's start implementation of this problem. So in order to keep this problem simple, I'm going to use a vector like a stack, because in vector also you can add every element at the last and remove from the last. Why? Because at last it will be easy to create a string out of it. So we can get a vector of character st. Okay, we'll do st dot push s of 0, and then for I less than s dot size I plus plus, we'll check if st dot size is greater than 0 and the incoming character, that is s of I, is equals to st of st dot size minus 1, right? Or you can even do st dot back. There is a function st dot back, and vector you can do st dot back in order to get access to the last element. If that's the case, then you'll do st dot pop and we'll continue. Else we are going to do st dot push s of I. At last we are going to create a string and we'll just read our array and append every element starting from the 0th index to the last index. If we would have used a normal stack, then we need to actually remove all of the elements, append them in the answer, and this will be appended in a reverse order. Then we have to reverse the string altogether. That's why I used a array to mimic a stack. So we can do answer plus equals to st at I. Return answer. If you run the code, this should be pushed back. Now we don't have a stack, it's the array. Push back, and this should be pop back. Okay, let's see. So here we can see if the size is greater than 0. We are going to do st dot pop back if both the characters are same. Otherwise, we are going to push back s of I. Okay, so we have made a small mistake. This loop need to execute from index 1, right? Because 0th index we have already added in the stack. Let's run the code. Looks good. Let's submit. and boom, done. So you can see very simple coding implementation was this, and we are able to solve the problem where we can remove the duplicates of the given string using stacks.